My name is Danielle Colding, and I'm principal at Danielle Colding Design here in New York City. And today I'm at the Pierre Frey showroom at the D&D building, one of my favorite places to source great fabric and wall coverings. Today I want to talk about infusing soul into your home. As I was growing up as a kid, sort of one of my biggest influences was my childhood home. And my mom had this really eclectic mix of African art and European furnishings that now is really commonplace, but at the time was actually kind of unique. Most design we see now is a mix. It's really important to bring a cultural element in, whether that's through geographically where you're from, where you've traveled, objects you've acquired. Just sort of bringing that personal story into interiors is something that I think is more and more common. So my approach to design is not about just adding sort of, cultural artifacts for that sake. It's really about identifying for the clients what's important to them. What is their personal history? It can really be brought about through color, the kinds of fabrics you use. Is this certain fabric used in this part of the world? Increasingly, there are such interesting fabrics. It used to be when I started, everything was sort of very European, and now we're getting really global influences, the way that this is woven. I mean, look at this, gorgeous. So these fabrics are great, and one of the reasons I love coming here is because this can be your sort of showstopper fabric. This can be where your palette begins. So it's interesting in working with clients, part of my job is to be a bit of a detective, and so I really do pay attention to what they've kept. In New York City, if you've moved 10 times and you've brought this thing with you, it's important for some reason. There's something about it that holds meaning. How do I infuse that in a way that really makes sense in the space? Probably my favorite way to work is to work around a client's art collection. I can build a color story from there. I can build sort of a furniture plan from there. I can choose accessories from that art piece. Because of course the art is always sort of like the highlight in the room and the finishing touch. So when you start with that finishing touch, you sort of automatically have a home run. And I feel like the future of design is really all about finding this mix. And so that's what we're doing as designers. We're figuring out new ways for our world, which is increasingly small, increasingly connected, to combine in new combinations. That's what makes it interesting, and that's also what tells the story of our client.